Hey there, I'm John Suscovich, and we're going to talk about my pastured poultry broiler operation, production schedule, and systems, and numbers and stuff for this year. We're going to fly right up past the tasting room and the brewery, and on the right you're going to see some chicken tractors out in the field, little white structures. In the middle of the screen right there leading into the woods is our pastured pig area, and down on the left is our hop yard. Now gaze upon the hills of western Connecticut. It's beautiful out here. I love having a drone, but that is not what today's video is all about. Let's get into pastured poultry, starting with production. So here on the farm we do all in, all out. We don't maintain our own breeding stock. We get chicks from a local hatchery here in Connecticut. Baby chickens survive for 72 hours on the fluid that's in its stomach after it is hatched from the egg. So it doesn't know what's going on yet. It's this little puff ball, and then it gets overnight mailed to me, and I get this screaming batch of 240 baby chicks on day one, or essentially the first 24 hours of their life. They're to me, and then they're in my care. So we bring them all in at one day so that our rotation starts on the same day, so that when we process on one day, they are all a predictable size when they're going out. Whew. For 18 to 21 days, they're going to be in the brooder. They're going to be kept warm and safe and cozy and cuddly, and we're going to gradually harden them off to prepare them for life outdoors. Once they're outdoors, they're going to go out into our stress-free chicken tractor designs, where they're moved daily on pasture, and where they're eating grass and bugs and forage and getting healthier and tastier, and that's where the real value is in what we do. So we're raising pasture poultry in chicken tractors, moved daily, and we're harvesting them after around 56 days, 54 to 56 days, for meat that's going to be consumed at the end of this. Right now we do most of our processing through a USDA processor. My insurance and the way I sell things and just what I'm capable to do here in Connecticut according to the law is going through a USDA processor. So I get them USDA processed. I don't really do much processing on the farm anymore. It's something that I'm open to in the future, but right now the laws and the paperwork and the insurance and stuff dictate that I go through everything through USDA processor. So let's talk about sales avenues. My sales avenues are three. We have our farm store, we have a monthly farmers market, and then we have a little bit of wholesale accounts that we've been doing, but it's not a large portion of our sales. So with our on-farm store, I'm usually around floating. I can either take a sale, or we have a register that people can sign out when we're open for tastings behind the bar. We do a monthly farmers market to serve our core group of people who don't want to come up to the brewery and deal with the beer crowd. They just want the chickens because the chickens are amazing. So I go down to service our local farmers market. And then wholesale accounts, there's a few stores and restaurants locally, or if we do an event with the brewery, I will do something with chickens or pork to supply a product from the farm to further tell the farm brewery story during that food related event. All I want is for people to eat my chicken, so I'm strategically in the places that make me the happiest and that get the birds to my customers in the best way. Now on the finances side of things, we've used our pastured poultry packet number 1 from Farm Marketing Solutions to figure out that my chicks cost me about 90 cents a piece, and for 720 birds, $648 total. And we go down the line with my vaccines, delivery, shavings, feed delivery, grit, electricity. I did take labor out of this cost because that's a different overhead number with the way I do my budgeting, but you could break down your labor per operation and have how much labor is going to cost you. But I broke it out and didn't put it in this one. How much I'm spending in processing, gas, and storage for running freezers. The total being $13.71 per bird, and my batch total being $9,871 for expenses. Now, if I'm raising 720 birds and they average 4 pounds of meat per bird, and I'm charging $6 per pound, then my gross income is $17,280. Now, I've adjusted that in my budgeting for an 8% loss. That's just natural occurrences, giving up birds for staff members, whatever the case may be, 8% loss. So we have a gross income of roughly 15.8.
$1,000 and then expenses of $9,800. And if you want the net, you can either do the simple math or you can subscribe to this YouTube channel and figure it out through the rest of the season. And I will share all of my numbers with you guys, but we'll get into that later.
As for fun projects, we're gonna go with fun projects for this year. I'm running the chickens through my hop yard. Now our chicken tractors are sized so they'll fit in between our hop poles, and then we're raising hops for the on-farm brewery. Chicken manure is high in nitrogen. Nitrogen is very water soluble. So running the chickens through, it's gonna add some manure, some phosphorus, some nitrogen, and whatever else is in chicken poop, and then it'll rain and hops grow by roots, so that'll spread out a little bit, and then I'm nourishing the ground around the hops. The hops are heavy feeders because they grow from the ground to the sky 18 feet over the course of the season. They eat a lot. Running the birds through also cuts down on pests, and it's just more enjoyable. The more things you can kind of bunch together without making it inefficient where you're stepping on each other's toes. When I spend time with the birds in the hop yard, I'm spending extra time walking through the hop yard, looking at the hops, and I just passively manage those two things a little bit better by kind of overlapping them. That I'm kind of really looking forward to this year. Then one of the big things for me for broilers this year is just video content, capturing photos and video of these birds that I've fallen in love with, that I raise every single year. I've now written 3 books, bam, 1, 2, 3. The first one is Stress-Free Chicken Tractor Plans, where you're building your own chicken tractor. The second one is Pastured Poultry Packet #1, where you're talking about the economics and figuring out what it's gonna cost you to raise your own broilers out on pasture. And then the second one, which is either, depending on when you watch this video, either coming out or just came out, is all about sales and marketing for pastured poultry, both for meat and for eggs. It's pretty great, put a lot of work into it. It's a lot of pages, there's a lot of information in there, but it's short, digestible, and easy to take action with. Tomorrow we're gonna go over what my 2018 hop yard production is gonna be like, what my intentions are, what I expect to get out of it. And then next week on Pastured Broilers, this is the chicken episode that comes out on Thursdays, we're gonna talk about what breed I'm raising and why. There's a lot of decisions, both personal and political, that go into that choice, and we're gonna cover those next week. Thanks for taking the time to stop in, watch these videos. Until next time, I'll see you out in the field.